Let's tell you a story. I'm Joseph. This is Input English. This is a true story, but I have to admit I don't know all the details. Now, what I am not going to do is fill in the details with a bunch of falsehoods. I'm not crafting this as a fiction. I will tell you what I know, and I'll tell you what I have been told. The story begins during World War II. But not World War II in which the United States was yet involved. There was a period of time that World War II was raging in Europe, but the United States had not yet entered the war. The protagonist in this story is my mother. She had graduated high school before the war, and she was working in a photography studio, learning the craft of photography. She had chosen to not go to college. People in the United States were very aware of the problems going on in Europe. At that time, it was not uncommon for people to develop pen pals. That is, people would write to someone who they didn't necessarily know in person and just send them letters. These letters were either typed or written in longhand, folded up, the address was applied, a stamp was affixed to the envelope, and then the mail system would carry that letter this long distance with a built-in delay. These conversations were very asynchronous, very different than what we currently experience when we do real-time text chatting with someone who is also on their phone answering you immediately. So these pen pal experiences had this built-in latency. You would mail the letter, and then days, or more likely weeks, perhaps months would pass before you would get an answer. I don't know the mechanics of how my mother got her pen pal, but through some mechanism she obtained the name and address of a young woman in Wales. Great Britain was very much involved with the war in Europe long before the US got involved. I don't know the name of my mom's pen pal, and it doesn't really matter. This young woman lived in Abergavenny in Wales. They corresponded for many months, probably years. After some time with this exchange of letters, the correspondence tailed off and stopped. Decades later, my mom got this idea of contacting her old pen pal. She thought it would just be fun to get reacquainted and compare notes on how the years have passed and what sort of life experiences unfolded for each of them. A reunion, if you will. She used the resources available to her, and she found her old pen pal in Abergavenny in Wales. She sent her a letter, and she proposed that my dad and my mom travel to Wales and meet up in person with the old pen pal. This would be the first time they ever met, and it would be decades after their lengthy exchange of letters during the war. This proposal that they meet was accepted, so my mom arranged travel. Both of my parents took a flight to London. Then they had an interesting problem. They were both experienced drivers, but they were experienced driving on the right-hand side of the road, and I don't think for a minute they wanted anything to do with driving on the left-hand side of the road. So they chose train travel. Once they got to England, they took trains to their destination, and they traveled to Abergavenny by train. Perhaps some of that travel was by bus. I don't know. I don't have a lot of details. The story as told to me was as they were traveling to Abergavenny, they were thrown together with another couple and wound up speaking on the train. They had a lot of time to develop a conversation, and that's what happened. It turned out this other couple was about their age, and they were from Abergavenny as well. I don't know if they knew my mom's pen pal. I don't have that detail. But the conversation was lively enough and entertaining enough that the couples exchanged contact information. They didn't want to give up their acquaintance by moving on. They wanted to be able to renew their acquaintance, maybe send a letter or something. When my parents arrived in Abergavenny, they traveled to the home of my mom's old pen pal and met her for the first time. The way she explained this to me was that there was nothing really wrong, but they quickly discovered that they didn't really have anything in common. There was no connection anymore. There wasn't anything that they really could talk about. They arrived, they reviewed their previous history, they talked about what had happened over the decades, and then they found that they were talking about the weather. My mom didn't look at this problem with any bitterness or anxiety. She just came to realize that the context of their friendship had gone away. They had nothing in common, and there would be no basis for an ongoing friendship. So they accomplished their goal of meeting, and they parted company on very good terms. But no one really expected that this would happen again. At some point after this, my mom contacted the people they had met on the train. She related to them what had occurred and that she was not upset. As their correspondence continued, my mom found an opportunity to go visit them in Wales. So although she did not maintain an ongoing friendship with her old pen pal, this whole process, to her great surprise, created a new friendship that was very healthy and warm. They kept in contact for many years. What I learned from this story is that we are all trained to have expectations. We're all trained to do a little bit of future tripping and figure out what's going to happen, and then we set our expectations. And when our expectations are not realized, if we get something we didn't expect, the question is, how do we respond? Do we get angry? Do we respond with frustration? Or do we smile and realize that we can't really pre-plan everything and that we shouldn't be too fixated on our expectations? Things are not likely to unfold exactly the way we expected them to. Sometimes they unfold better than we expected them to. I invite comments below, and if you like videos like this, be sure to click on this one next. See you soon.